GameRanx here to give you 50, yes, 50 facts from the Five Nights at Freddy's series. We have a lot of information here for series beginners to hardcore experts, so let's get right into it. Number 1. There are multiple locations of Freddy's animatronic attraction restaurants, including the first one, Fredbear's Family Diner, and 2 installments of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, which is what Fredbear's became after being bought. Number 2. The murders of 5 children apparently took place at one of these locations. According to the reports, the killer was wearing a yellowish gold suit, implied that it might actually be the Golden Freddy. Number 3. According to series creator Scott Cawthon, the animatronics are actually haunted. Number 4. The bite of 87 was an incident where a random animatronic actually bit somebody's face. This caused the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 location to be shut down. Number 5. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 takes place in 1987. Number 6. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is actually a prequel as it takes place in 1987, and the bite of 87 is mentioned in the original Five Nights at Freddy's. Number 7. Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is actually a grand reopening as stated in the original promo marketing for the game. The phone guy also mentions a previous location of Freddy's after Fredbear's, but before the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 location. Number 8. Phone guy was the night guard before the player character Mike in the original game, or so he says. Number 9. The original 4 animatronics apparently smell terrible and ooze blood. Gross. Number 10. There's a theory that Mike is stuffed into a Freddy suit if you get game over in the original game. You can see his blue eyes popping out of one of the animatronics in the game over screen. Number 11. Get a certain ending in Five Nights at Freddy's 3 and you're presented with a newspaper clipping talking about the burning down of one of the Freddy's establishments. Number 12. Something apparently happened to the phone guy in the recording for Night 4 from Five Nights at Freddy's 1. The writing on the wall is pretty much apparent that he was killed by Freddy himself. Number 13. Mangle, also known as Foxy 2.0, was apparently repeatedly broken by kids and was reused as a take-apart and reassemble attraction-style game. Number 14. In Five Nights at Freddy's 2 on Night 6, the restaurant is closed for the day, but Jeremy misses the memo and goes on the night watch anyway. Jeremy is moved to the day shift the next day, which is supposedly why you play as Fitz Smith on Night 7. Number 15. According to some sound files, Foxy actually sings. Number 16. Every once in a while, although it's very rare, when you die in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you're actually taken to Atari-style minigames. Number 17. A weird purple man appears in 3 of these death minigames, although we don't totally know who he is. Sometimes he's killing children, and sometimes he has a walkie-talkie and a badge. Number 18. In one of the Atari minigames, the player can walk into an animatronic storage room with a bunch of heads. One of the heads is actually a human skull, and we don't know whose it is. Number 19. Series creator Scott Cawthon has said that none of the animatronics really scare him except for Bonnie. According to him, he had a lot of nightmares about Bonnie while he was making the game, so maybe that explains the Bonnie death screen. Number 20. Balloon Boy, that son of a bitch, is the only animatronic never mentioned by Phone Guy. Number 21. We don't really know why, but it seems like all animatronics seem to leave you alone when the Freddy mask is on, except for Foxy and the Marionette. Number 22. It's very rare, but sometimes in the second game you can spot a shadowy, animatronic-like figure in the parts and services room, or the office. Number 23. Since the Marionette doesn't appear in a custom night setup, it's never actually been given an official name, and it's the only animatronic character in the game without a canonical name. Number 24. Toy Chica loses her beak when she moves off stage, and she looks 10 times more scary. Number 25. Chica in the second game doesn't have any hands. Number 26. Sometimes a little paper plate person that looks like it was made by a little kid is in one of the rooms and it disappears, and then it reappears in your office. Number 27. Chica sometimes blocked the camera's view of the paper plate person. What's the significance there? We don't know. Number 28. Balloon Boy is always holding a sign that says balloons. When he appears in events, he doesn't have the sign. Where does it go? Number 29. Every once in a while in the second game, you can see Balloon Boy underneath your desk, which is really creepy. There's not really any effect on the game, but if you look closely, you'll notice that the Balloon Boy's colors are different. Number 30. Entering 1987 for the AI levels on Custom Night in the original game apparently immediately trigger Golden Freddy's jump scare, and then the game crashes. According to Reddit users, this was added in as a patch to jab at people who claim that entering the numbers would result in a secret ending. It doesn't. It just crashes your game. Number 31. Some of the alternate posters in the original game depict a white face with tears streaming down its eyes. Call us crazy, but it kinda looks like the Marionette. Number 32. One alternate poster in the original game depicts Freddy ripping his own head off. Number 33. When Golden Freddy first appears in your office in the original game, his one ear is completely blocking the Freddy's face on the poster. Was that intended? Number 34. Many of you probably know this, but clicking on Freddy's nose on that poster will make a squeaking noise. Number 35. If you pay attention to the flashback sequences from Five Nights at Freddy 2, it reveals that the Marionette was actually in the original game. Number 36. It's very subtle, but if you look closely, Freddy actually has a handprint on his face.
Number 37.
And this might be another obvious one, but you can't turn off that fan. Number 38. It kinda looks like Mangle has 2 heads. That character design is a mess, so it makes sense. Number 39. Foxy is startled by flashing light, so using the flashlight can actually scare him off. Number 40. The weird breathing, wheezing noises that Bonnie and Chica make when they're in the office in the original game sound kinda like humans. Number 41. Many fans of the series might realize that "It's me" is an often repeated phrase hidden in many places throughout the games. Sometimes it's seen on posters or on Foxy's out of order sign. Number 42. Here's a quick little cheat for the first 2 games. You can actually reach Night 8 by flicking your mouse over to the continue option when it's Night 6, and then clicking it when it displays Night 8. Number 43. Mike gets fired at the end of the week in the custom night setting due to apparently tampering with animatronics and general unprofessionalism. That sounds suspicious. Number 44. When this happens, Jeremy doesn't get fired and is moved up to the day shift. Good for him. He's safe. Number 45. That guy you play as for a little while, Fitz Smith, actually gets fired on his first day. that poor schlub. Number 46. There's a theory that the Five Nights at Freddy 3 decrepit and gross Freddy is actually the corpse of that weird purple man. According to fans and legend and Reddit, the spirits of these dead children actually forced him into the Springtrap suit, which malfunctioned and killed him. Number 47. Sometimes a paper plate version of Bonnie actually appears in your office too. Sometimes on Night 5 there's a Bonnie plush right on your desk, and if you click on him, it'll take you to a minigame. Number 48. Five Nights at Freddy 3 has the most minigames, and if you want to get the good ending, you have to beat all of them. Number 49. In the bad ending in Five Nights at Freddy's 3, every animatronic on the game over screen is an old face, except for one mysterious one in the back. We don't know who that is. And in the good ending game over screen, that mysterious character is missing. Number 50. If you sat through this whole video and you haven't really played any Five Nights at Freddy's, what are you doing? Go play them. But anyway, guys, those were 50 facts from Five Nights at Freddy's. Definitely ranging from the more theoretical, to the hardcore, to the actual just regular factual information. Of course, the Five Nights at Freddy's universe and lore is actually really vast. So let us know what we missed, and if you had a good time, maybe click the like button because it really helps us out. And subscribing is even better because we do videos like this, and we do giveaways. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.